Welcome to our second video in our ZLC Ziegler Legacy Certification Fast Start program. You've been to the class or you're coming to the class and that thought is, okay, when I get done with the class, what am I going to do next? Well, here's one of the first things that you're going to do. It's called The Power of Who. You have Bob Beaudine's book, The Power of Who. It's an amazing book on how to build relationships and friendships in your community, in your family, your network of people. You already know everybody you need to know to be successful. The question is, have you developed these relationships into friendships where they are honored and looking forward to introducing you to the people that you need to know? That's your focus. Read that book, understand the concepts that are in it. And as you do that, you're going to define who your who list is. And there's three areas I want you to work in this specific area. The first people you want to talk about and list on your Power of Who list is your friends and family list, coworkers. These are people who are in your inner circle, people who wouldn't be a prospect, they wouldn't pay you money to go to one of your workshops, but they do want to see you be successful. These are people you can practice on. You know, in the first 30 days, you need to do one of each of the workshops. You don't have to do it all at once, but you need to get each workshop done. So who do you know who in your church, your family, your friends, your coworkers, who you could do goal setting and relationship building with, who would give you valuable, honest feedback? Now, you're going to do a great job when you teach them, but it's always good to learn with those you love. The second, these are also the people who could give you referrals. Family members, friends, people who are maybe not a prospect, but they know somebody, they work for somebody, they knew somebody in the past. Maybe you worked with somebody in the past who fits into this category. They can give you referrals. And when they see you do a great job teaching and they know what your goals and dreams are, they're going to give you referrals. The third part about this list are these are people who you can count on to support your goals. These people you can share your dreams with, you can tell them what your goal is for the year, and they're going to help you get going. This list should have 10, 20, 30, 40 people on it. The second list you want to create is what I call the Power of Who influencer list or mentor list. These are people who you can get advice from. Maybe it's somebody you worked for in the past. Maybe it's somebody you've met through an association or a nonprofit or in your church community, who you can go to and say, hey, I'm with Ziegler now, this is my dream. Do you have any ideas on where I can go next? Who do you know who can fit into this mentor list? There are people who you can sit down with and share the performance formula, and they can help brainstorm ideas about how to grow and create your business. People who you can refer you or book you. So these people will also refer you, but they can also book you. Now, how would that booking work? It's simple. If you sit down with them and show them what you're doing, the Ziegler performance formula, ask their advice, the odds are really good if you make the right kind of impression and they have an audience, they're going to say, why don't you come share that for our team? And man, you're off to the races then. The third list that you want to create is a prospect list. A prospect list. These are people who you want to go and meet and introduce yourself. You might already know them, you probably do because they're in your who list or they're a referral from your who list. But these are ideal prospects, either corporations, associations, places where you can go and say, hey, I am a Ziegler Legacy Certified Trainer. My specific business is this. I love helping people improve their performance in their personal and professional life. That's what I do. I'd like to show you what we can do for you. Do you have a few minutes? So who is on your prospect list? People who you could have to speak to their group as well. Not only people you can do business with, but maybe they're the chairman or they're in charge of the Chamber of Commerce, and they can invite you to speak to their group. They're not going to buy something from you necessarily, but they will open it up for where you can come and speak to their group. This is the power of who. You need to identify those three categories and get 10, 20, 30 names under each category, because this is where you're going to start your initial networking and work.